They said they are acquiring the land for the purpose of public interest. After some time, the government come up again. That is because to ride the state of criminality in the state. And when the general public reacted, they now changed the subject that they are not acquiring any land, but they wanted to buy houses. And buying houses is not something, it's not contained in the law as to say government have to buy an individual develop private houses. Apart from acquiring of the land. And if you are to acquire any land for overriding public interest, there are provisions in the Land Use Act that is spelled out.
We surprised how the government came in with their caterpillars and demolished everything. So we don't like the situation the government keep us.
There was total absence of consultations. At the time when the government first made this announcement that they wanted to buy, they wanted to acquire the land and all that, the Abonnema Wharf, which I headed as chairman, I wrote them several letters for an audience to no avail.
The people of Abonnema Wharf, they have lived there over the years because these are lands that was reclaimed by their forefathers and they have been living on it. And when you want to demolish their homes, you have to make alternative provisions as provided in our instrument that Nigeria had ratified from the international community. But the governor refused to do that and went after the people, sent soldiers after them. Even when the people were protesting and seeking the support and help of international organizations like Amnesty International and other local organizations in Port Harcourt, the governor went ahead and demolished Abonnema Wharf waterfronts.
The day they came and demolished that place, I was not present. I'm a mariner. I was on duty. I went out. So before I returned back from there, there is no way for me to enter. There is no way for me to enter. I did not know where my wife and my children are. Since from that day, I am suffering till today.
Personally, it actually dislodged me at the initial stage. Really, I lost most of the houses that I built. I had 25 houses there. I lost all the houses. I was not around. I was not around when this thing happened. Myself and my wife, we have gone out. It was just a neighbor that called us that they started demolishing our place. When we came back, our place had been demolished. We lost most of our properties.
Before I could come to that area, they've already demolished everything without even informing anybody or just take everybody unaware. I could not even recognize anything that me personally, my school side, everything is there. Everything about our lives are just there. All of us, we are stranded, just like destitute, nowhere to stay. So that shock made my husband, he fell sick under stroke. And me, there is nothing I can do because I was taking care of him. I can't leave him, leave the children. My children, they stopped school. They didn't go to school again. Even me too, my BP was very high. Then I was suffering from high blood pressure then because of the illness. Nobody was the breadwinner again. It's only me that was taking care of my husband and the children, and I wasn't working again until finally my husband now died for the cause of that shock. He now passed on.
We went to the court on the 25th of November 2009 to stop the government that we are not selling our houses, and that if actually government want to acquire the land, they have to follow a due process. These are the reasons. And two, they should tell us the use of that place.
They took the government to court requesting for them to be paid adequately, but that was not done because even the valuers that the people brought into the process were fraud. They went in undervalue people's properties and we are paying peanuts for people's houses. How can you demolish their house and you pay them 40, 50, 70, 80,000 naira for their apartment? That is not done, because that cannot even pay for a single room in Port Harcourt.
I'm very happy now that these human rights organizations have been able to make the National Human Rights Commission to come into this matter, and now they are sitting hearing this matter. We want them to speed it up, because a lot of people are suffering and because of this situation. And most of those persons that own property there, that lost their properties and their means of livelihood, some of them have even died.
The social action came up, so we have to follow up, because they stand for us. There is nothing we can do. People that has no money, no livelihood, everything has been paralyzed. Our families have been scattered, no school, nothing.
Whatever we are going to do about Abonnema Wharf is going to be very open and very transparent.
I'd asked the state government to do the right thing by paying adequate compensation to those that owns property there and those that lost their personal effects during that demolition. They should do something. A lot of people are suffering. The government intended to use that place for development, for any purpose of development. We have not seen it. We have not seen it. In fact, the rumor we had at the initial stage was that some of them in government wanted to make use of the place for their personal estates. Actually, we see it as a land grab.
So they are actually demanding for the government to allow them to reclaim their land, build their houses back to them, or make alternative provision for them. And whereby they cannot do that, adequate compensation should be paid.